Hey everybody, back in X4 Foundations, the 4.0 beta. I believe we're on patch 4 of the beta. Today we're going to talk about hostilities, not the actual fighting, but more about managing the hostilities of your own little empire and the rest of the factions. We're going to start pretty simple and then get into the more wide-ranging complex options. So the first option, and the way it's been through most X4, is to make something your enemy, you shoot at it. Makes sense, right? However, it's not the best way in practice because a lot of times you have turrets, you have other things that only attack your enemies. So you have to actually line up a shot to make the enemy red. And then you can start treating them as your enemy. Now let's pause real quick, see what we got. All right, we got a Paranid ship right here. We're going to pick on the Paranid. I also have a fleet in here for some testing, but in this version, in 4.0 beta, we now have the contextual menu option as mark as hostile. So we'll go ahead and unpause it. And if we do mark as hostile, you get a pop-up box asking if you want to, as it will be hostile to you right away as well. So you can't line up that sneak attack, or you better line it up in advance. So we'll go ahead and confirm. All right, and there it is. So it is now hostile. Now we can treat it as our enemy. It's good to note that this -30 relation is just for this ship. So if we go into our relations here, where is it? Factions and relations, Paranid, got our own Paranid, so we're still +6. So it's had no effect on the overall relations. And it really won't unless we destroy that ship. So we can let it go in about 10 minutes or whatever the time is. That ship will go back to normal relations. But there's no way to cancel that. So right now this guy's going to be hostile. You can't unhostile it in any way. So I don't want to wreck my relations with the Paranid quite yet. There is another way to go about doing this, because marking every Paranid ship hostile would get pretty tedious when trying to wage a war. So let's take a look at the next way. Another way to manage hostilities is a new feature in 4.0 called Fire Authorization Overrides. You can find this under the player information, global orders. On the left-hand side, Fire Authorization Override with a nice European spelling of authorization. So let's take a look at that. All right. Here you can set up basically rules of engagement per faction. So we're going to go ahead and do that. So we're going to make one for the Paranid. And then you see you have all the factions here, all the relations here. And this is the policy. So there's a bunch of different policies you can choose from. Ruthless, basically all-out war. You'll attack military and civilian objects no matter what. And then you get into ones that have some more caveats. So aggressive is attack all military objects, but only attack civilian objects if that object, like a ship, has a relationship of 25 or below. And by below, it's 20, like -25, -26, -27, etc. Chivalrous, you'll attack military objects but leave civilian alone. Honorable, attack military objects that have a relation of 20 or below and only defend against civilian objects. And restrained and defensive. The tooltips are very helpful here. So like you can use defensive if you just want to stop engaging a faction. You only defend yourself. That's it. For testing purposes, we're going to go with Ruthless here. Oh, not for them. I don't want to fight the Antigone here. So for the god realm of the Paranid, we will go with Ruthless. Yep, all right, that's set. The other important piece is set Fire Authorization Override as default. So clicking this will make it the default rules of engagement for all of your ships. You can assign it per ship and per fleet if you want to. For ease of testing, we'll go with set as default and save override. Okay, great. So we have the Paranid policy. We have our fleet here. Let's just check information. Instructions. Fire Authorization Override. Use global default. Paranid. Okay, great. Let's pause real quick. Now here's the kind of tricky part right now. This seems to only operate with the intercept behavior of ships. So let's see. We got our first fleet right here. I have them all in the defense group. They're not going to do anything when in the defense group. So we're going to reassign them to intercept for commander beta group. Okay. So now when we unpause this, let's see what happens. All right, where's my ships? Okay. That Vanguard Paranid ship is now hostile. And we can see our fighters start to move in on it. And another Paranid ship is hostile. So the rules of engagement are taking effect. I'm not in a great spot to demo this, actually, because the jump gates are so close together. But as you can see, our fighters are now attacking it. Let's do an external view. Are we going to get him before he gets there? No. But we can see now that any Paranid ships that come through are hostile, and our ships will start to attack them. We have a big Paranid ship coming over here.
Sonra, Vanguard.
It gets really interesting if you set everybody to Ruthless. But let's also check our relations real quick. Oh, here we go. Yeah, that Paranid, that little freighter did not make it. So basically, it is just open season on Paranid ships because of that rule. And since we did destroy that ship, our relations have taken a hit. So let's go check that. Factions relations. +4. We were +6. So. Oh, we're attacking the big boy. I'm curious how this is going to go. Let's take a look. This will be a good for the thumbnail too. Possibly. Ooh. That guy's getting shots in on my ship there. Where's the rest of my fleet? Help out. All right, but you get the gist of it. So that's a way to engage particular enemies in a particular fashion. Now, there is another way to handle hostilities with a faction, and let's go over that right now. The other way to handle hostilities is just to go all out in old-fashioned and declare war on a faction. Remember, your faction is yourself and all your assets, so you can actually declare a war. And this is also new. If you go to the Faction Relations button, there's a new Declare War button here. So we'll go to good old Paranid again. Where are you? There you are. And Declare War. Now, declaring war is free, and it's irreversible. Yes, I'm going to declare war. It basically sets relations to -25. There is no Declare Peace button. So now if we look, we got the Paranid ships are all -25. Another -25 there. Our ships will now see them as enemies, and since they're in the intercept mode, they will likely start attacking soon. Declare war is difficult because it's hard to come back from. There's no ways to improve your relations other than by killing their enemies, like Xenon in their systems, or criminal traffic, or things like that. The normal ways of improving relations, maybe missions. It'd be cool, I think, if there was some sort of peace method where you could buy your way, you could bribe them for peace. I think that would be something. But, if you just hate a faction and you want to fight them whenever you see them, Declare War will do it just fine. Or you could use the rules of engagement, aka Fire Authorization Overrides, and you'll start to fight the enemy ships. So I hope this video was helpful, covers the basic ways of initiating hostilities with other factions if that's what you want to do. All right, that's about it for this. We will catch you next time.